Hi there.
Hi, how you going?
Yeah, good. Thanks. And you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Whereabouts are you located?
I'm actually in Jersey in the Channel Islands.
Oh, nice.
Whereabouts are you based?
I'm in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just slightly busier than where we are.
Yeah, I know. I think I'd rather be I think I'd rather be where you are.
Yeah, well, certainly over the past year, it's been quite nice to be stuck on an island in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys have any cases or?
Yeah, things actually got fairly bad over here for a while.
Yeah,
So,
right.
with a small community, of course, everyone's in contact with everybody else.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah.
things spread fairly quickly. So I don't know how many people we're likely to see today. This is usually a fairly quiet session. Um, I, I'm interested in trying to progress things a bit further in terms of getting the roadmap up to date, and also making sure that we're talking to the right people and getting the right requirements in place, because I can see that there's a bit of a gap at the moment between the work that's going on building sort of DevOps tooling and MLOps tooling versus the work that's going on in building, the supporting infrastructure and platforms to actually run a lot of the machine learning work on. And it would be nice if we could join some of those dots together, so that we're getting a clearer picture on both sides about what capabilities are needed out of the pipeline tooling, and what capabilities are available in the platforms, and how we can solve some of the shared challenges. From your perspective, what what would your thoughts be in that area?
So yeah, I had a read through of the roadmap as it stands. So I'm just scrolling down to kind of where the gaps were. Guess you is at the bottom. So you were saying that in that solutions table, you're still getting, well, everyone's still trying to get an understanding of what's available at the moment.
So the problem, as we're seeing it, is that we've got quite a lot of disparate groups involved in the MLOps space, and there's not that good an overlap in the knowledge base and skill sets right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the data science contributors who are very strong in the mathematics, and are working hands on at building models, but they have limited exposure to the physical hardware,
Mm-hmm.
and limited uh, experience with managing what are effectively software assets in production environments. Then you've got the people who are building uh, MLOps and DevOps tooling, and obviously they've got very strong cloud backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
and lots of experience in managing software assets. but very little experience in machine learning,
Mm-hmm.
and again, very little exposure to specialized machine learning hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the hardware providers who are obviously right on the cutting edge of what's possible in terms of accelerating the
Mm-hmm.
machine learning, um, but also identifying challenges that come with trying to do machine learning at at cluster scale,
Mm-hmm.
using a DGX platform or something like that. Um, and so what I feel we've got right now is a gap in terms of everybody's understanding of what the full set of problems are.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be nice if we could make some more connections between some of these groups and then try and spell out what the big challenges are right now. Because I think we've got a reasonable understanding of a lot of the problems between the machine learning space and uh, the pipeline management space in terms of deploying assets.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we've got such a good understanding of how that needs to scale to work well with the with the dedicated hardware that's available. So I think there's an understanding of how you might use existing um, public cloud infrastructure to do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure that we're covering off all the bases when it comes to using a dedicated cluster of GPUs to work on very large scale problems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess there's the training aspect. So sort of, yeah, training on a cluster, multi-node training, and then there's, I guess, the inference side of things in terms of hardware, so acceleration of the inference. So I guess, yeah, it sounds like it's more the former. It's the disconnect, yeah, between training petabytes of data on a huge cluster of nodes. So yeah, I think maybe what I'm missing is kind of the like a bit of a background. I kind of came here probably not knowing exactly what we're trying to achieve. Maybe that's where I'm kind of lacking some knowledge. So are there people sort of in the community that are working on or developing basically solutions to the problems that the community has identified here, or what's the goal? Well, I think I've lost your audio. Yeah, I still can't hear you. I heard you before. Okay, cool.
Right, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, looks like it's a Zoom problem. It's done an update and it's wanting extra permissions.
Ah.
Sorry. Yeah. So the two areas that are where we're really trying to provide value is one, to communicate an overall picture of what all the challenges are in the MLOps space to everyone who's working in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So about making sure that there's one central point where you can get a picture of all the challenges, not just the ones that are related to the things that you might be working on locally. And then the other idea is to try and bring together some of the people who are working on tooling and get them to, start to build some standards and start to have some interoperability between the solutions that are out there, so that we're not going back a couple of decades in terms of how easy it is to do this stuff in practice.
Yeah.
So if you look at the DevOps space, there's been a lot of work over the past few years to unify a lot of the standards in DevOps, and even though there are multiple vendors providing competing tooling, they're also working collaboratively to try and standardize on things like naming and the way in which we manage metadata, so that you can pick and choose which bits of which vendor's tooling you want to integrate together into your solution. And that is not the case with the MLOps space. We've almost gone backwards a decade in terms of people building very bespoke solutions that are very non-standard. There's very little interoperability. In terms of what's going on specifically within the CDF, we have several projects that are working on different aspects of these problems. So Tecton itself is one of the CDF hosted projects. So that's become, if you like, the de facto standard for running pipelines within Kubernetes. So we're trying to put as much of the standardization as we can into Tecton, so that all of the other projects that are based on Tecton then inherit that capability.